The azure down-filled bear is a rare sight in the Canadian Rockies. It spends most of its time running in open area to avoid the wind, or running across roads to avoid the snowplows. Always on the lookout for its next meal, which often contains mushrooms, spinach, and eggs.
Look at this fancy fire pit place. They put a cover so that the snow doesn't get in here. Get all these chairs, you get to sit down here and enjoy the fire right in the mountains. Continuing our winter cabin series here in 2024, and we came close to Hinton, Alberta, and close to Jasper National Park. We're more on the north side. And this place is called the Rocky Mountain Escape. As you can see, you get the whole first range of the Rocky Mountains in behind me here, and you don't have to veer far. Only go a few kilometers inwards and you're gonna reach Rock Lake. They actually take care of a lot of stuff here for you, so you don't necessarily need to go anywhere. There's actually 3 trails that run around here. So we're gonna try one of those trails and show you guys what that looks like. And then we're gonna show you inside these little cabins. It's super, super nice. These cabins were built roughly around 20 years ago. This entire place was built on an old sawmill. That's why they kind of got permission back in the day to build these cabins here, because I guess there was several meters of sawdust. They reutilized all of that sawdust to put the water pipes into the ground so they can supply water to these 3 little cabins. There's 3 cabins in total. One of them they reserve if you have pets. That's the only one you can use, and the other 2 is non-pet friendly. At the far side you can see there's a solar panel, and that's what they use for their electricity. So there is power here, but it's just for lights. So if you need anything that's AC related, don't bring it here, or bring a different battery pack if you want to charge stuff. And on the front porch you have a little griddle. So I've never really cooked on the big griddle style before, so we're gonna check that out and cook some meals on there. There's a little kitchen with running water, and there's a fully functioning toilet and shower. So they have propane there. That gives you your hot water. So if you have a couple or just one family, this is like the perfect little getaway. So without wasting any time, let's go show you guys what this cabin looks like. And then we're gonna head out on the trail, and then we're gonna show you Rock Lake. And then I think after that, we'll be ready for a good night's sleep here at the Rocky Mountain Escape. this is inside cabin number 2 here at the Rocky Mountain Escape. And you really have everything you need here to be comfortable. You got obviously the wood stove, which is for all of your heating. It gets super warm with the wood stove, so you kind of have to be careful how much wood you put in there before you go to bed. You might not even be able to sleep because it gets too warm in here. You got one direct propane cutting just for the burner. It's not to cook food at all. It's just like to boil water. And you got everything you need there for your kitchen. You get running water, hot and cold water. The hot water tank is down below. They even have a propane powered fridge if you want to keep some stuff cold. I had a cooler, but the cooler is a good idea too to keep stuff cold as you're coming into the cabin. Dishes, they have pots and pans and enough set of dishes for like 4 people. It's more than enough. The griddle is right outside the front porch there, and that's where you do all of your cooking. There's even this cute little awning, kind of sticks out and goes over top of the griddle in case it's snowing or raining. I had quite a hard time figuring out how to open that because I had never seen one of those before. There's a little sofa bed here if you have your family and you want to have a secondary bed. The kids can sleep in there, parents can sleep on the main bed. Full bathroom there that has a sink and a mirror, a toilet, and a fully functional shower. I wanted to record this setup this morning outside, and when I woke up it was a balmy minus 29 Celsius. And I looked at the thermostat there, there was actually like a 50-degree difference between inside and outside. Wood cabins retain heat really well. And Gary and Julia even leave some things in over here on this little table. There's like little games if you wanted to play crib or dice or dominoes, that kind of stuff. I took this off the table, but there's a nice little pamphlet in here too, a little booklet. A lot of these cabins will have these, just all the information that you need. They went even as far as to show people how to start a fire in the wood stove, because some people may not have never done that before. Escape trail guides, there's 3 main ones here. So the escape drive loop is like a good 8-9 kilometer loop, and it's quite interesting when veers follows the creek all the way back down to the road, and then you can come back up the road the way you drove up. And they have the Mumm Creek loop that they call in here, which is kind of the same thing as the other loop, but you're going the other way. You're following the creek north, and then you loop back around. And they have the Hoff Ridge, which is going directly east, and you go up the side of the mountain. That's only recommended to do in the summer, as you're going right through an avalanche chute to get on top of there. So in the winter, it's probably not a good idea. But it's very interesting that they have all of the information that you need here. All we got to do is refill our coffees, and then we're going to go show you the escape loop here, and then we're going to do a little detour out to Rock Lake and show you guys what that looks like. Look at this gorgeous little spot here. We just finished walking about 4 kilometers, hiking down a little creek that's right beside the cabin. This is a gorgeous little activity you can do while you're staying at the Rocky Mountain Escape Cabins. And you can tell that this is another one of those mountain creeks that kind of gets these flash floods in the roads wide out, because there's some spots where there could be 200 meters wide and then it goes down to like a little tiny creek in the middle. They even put some flagging tape all along. Originally, it might have been used for horses because it's well defined, not just on the ground. Some spots you have like a little cocoon that you're walking through, which is quite neat. Not that we're doing this today. That little mountain that's back there in the summertime, if you're used to hiking, it's relatively easy, and then you can go up there and get some awesome little views of this area here. But in the winter, a lot more difficult to go and do those types of hikes. So let's head back out here and show you guys more things to do here at the Rocky Mountain Escapes Cabins. This is like a winter wasteland. Not quite a wasteland. I'm standing right in front of Rock Lake, and this is quite the booming place here in the summertime. In the wintertime, it's actually very difficult to access here. I went all the way into the campground, sliding around, and realized I took the wrong turn, and I came back to the main road and came back to where the boat launch is, and this is the only real way in the wintertime you can get access to the lake. There's multiple campgrounds here. There's some at the far back there, and there's even some lodges back in here as well. And there's also like 54 sites at the far back there. So in the wintertime, there's not a whole lot to do here besides come check out the lake in the summertime. There's a ridge over there that's kind of like saw type. You can see there's openings there. There's a couple trails that go up there as a lookout. That ridge over there, and the one at the far back, there's a couple trails too that reach summits on the far back there. And then the one that goes all the way to the far other end of that lake, and it keeps going. If you really want to be adventurous, you can start here and you can hike all the way down to Celestine Lakes on the north side of the Athabasca River in Jasper National Park, because the Jasper National Park basically starts at the far end of that valley over there. It's not even that far away. It's also perfectly placed due west, so for sunsets, this would be a really good spot. At least we got a little bit of the sunset coming down on the other side. So we just wanted to stop by and show you guys what Rock Lake looks like here in the wintertime. And then we're gonna head back on the road and go back up the Rocky Mountain Escapes. I hope you guys enjoyed the video of us exploring the Rocky Mountain Escape here near Hinton, Alberta, and actually near Rock Lake. And I hope that this encourages you to come and visit these little cabins. We have them all over Alberta, and most of them are owned by sole proprietorships, and this is how they make their living. So you're supporting local and it helps the economy as a whole. If we don't come and explore these places, then nobody will be sharing them for everybody else to use. Well, this is the Rocky Mountain Escape here near Hinton, Alberta. And I'm Eric Chomblake. And these are my cabin adventures. Peace out, everyone.